everyone and welcome to a festive edition of Cooking with Ent. And I know technically Christmas has just been. I hope everyone had a lovely day, whatever it was you were doing. But also I find the time after Christmas, kind of between Christmas and New Year, is the time where we just like eat and nibble. And just like pick away at stuff that we wouldn't usually pick away at. And unlike Halloween, at Christmas time, there is an absolute abundance of weird and gross vintage food recipes to try. So today we're going to be making spam spread hors d'oeuvre balls, which look like, well, they just look like little balls on sticks. Nothing sinister about those. They're also French apparently, or they've just literally added a French name in, I don't know. And then we're also going to be making a snow-capped spread with deviled ham, which looks like this, and it may potentially look like a dessert, but surprise, it's not a dessert at all. These vintage recipes, they like to keep us on our toes, they like to keep us guessing. I have a feeling by the end of today I will have a heart attack because the sheer amount of cheese and meat that are in these recipes, I think it's literally unreal. So I think we'll start off with the spam spread hors d'oeuvre balls because apparently they need to rest a little bit. So there's a little bit of preparation with this. And a main ingredient for these little balls that you're going to put in your mouth is spam spread, which I thought was a thing. I thought it was a complete thing I've seen at the supermarket and stuff. But apparently spam spread was discontinued around April 2021. I know, devastating. We can no longer spread our spam onto our favourite items anymore. So I couldn't obviously get spam. And then I was thinking I could use this thing that we have in the UK. I don't know whether you have it in your country, but it's called meat paste. And it's basically like a little glass jar of like chicken or beef or pork flavoured paste, which sounds revolting, but I used to live off that stuff when I was younger. It was a treat. A little bit of like pork paste on some hedgehog bread. Oh my god, what a delicacy. However, I checked the ingredients on all of the spreads at the supermarket and they all contain wheat and barley, and that's an absolute no-no for me. So instead, I do have some spam and I'm just going to try and like mash it up and turn it into like a spread. I think that'll be fine. And to be fair, I don't hate spam. We tried a vintage recipe at one point with spam. I can't remember what it was. And I always remembered spam being gross, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm just going to decanter this, which literally looks and smells like dog food. And remember, although this is a Christmas dish and Christmas has been and stuff, New Year's is coming up and we have fancy parties at New Year's. So this is something you might want to serve at your party, and it's French. So, you know, keep notes of what I'm doing, because these are like a little, what's it called when people go around on a tray with like a little food item? An appetizer. Is it an appetizer or like an entree? Something like that. I don't know. I don't do fine dining. But yeah, so you could do that. Get in there. Right, and let's just like try our best to mash it up. I wonder why they discontinued the paste for. I could imagine it was quite popular in its day. Just like a nice little sandwich spread. Don't be afraid to get your hands in there and get all dirty and meaty. Unless you're a vegetarian or a vegan, then you won't want to make this at all. It doesn't look spreadable yet, but I'm going to add another ingredient. So it'll look spreadable soon. So the next thing to add is some cream cheese. And I don't know whether America and the UK call that cheese something different, but I couldn't find cream cheese. But I do think soft cheese is cream cheese, isn't it? I think it's one of them things where we just call it something different. I couldn't find specifically cream cheese, but I'm sure this is what they're on about. And I do absolutely love cheese. I love cheese in any form. Oh my god.
Fuck me up the ass.
I could just eat cheese until I die. Let's just try a bit. Oh. Yeah, I just love eating. I think I've said it many times before, it's one of my favourite things to do is just eat.
And I'm feeling a bit emotional because basically this is what is that trifle up there?
I did buy the 50% reduced fat because I'm still trying to look after my cholesterol, which by the way, I do think I'm going to end up on statins, but it's in my genes. It's got nothing to do with what I eat. And then we're going to add a second one as well. And then we just need to give this a very, very good mix. I'm not entirely sure what, like, screams Christmas about this. And, like, spoiler alert, I don't think many more Christmassy things go in this. I say many more. Nothing Christmassy's gone into it. So I don't understand why you would serve it for Christmas, but I think back in the day they just kind of shoved things together, added like a snowflake on it, and was like, yeah, it's Christmas. And you basically, I think, want to get this into a consistency where it's almost shapeable. I feel like that might do, you know. And now I need to roll these into balls. I don't know how these are going to keep their shape, you know. I don't think they're going to. Yes, I'm just going to use my hands. My hands are clean, don't worry. This looks so appetizing, doesn't it? I bet yous are well jealous you're not coming to mine for New Year's. You could have had one of these sloppy balls in your mouth.
Oh my God, huge even.
I'm so sorry, that sounded so wrong. And just stick it on our plate. Hopefully they'll stay ball shaped. And you want them to be pretty much the same size because you don't want someone getting a bigger ball than you. That's not fair. I am aware that there's going to be so many innuendos in this because I'm literally talking about balls and I'm a child apparently.
It's okay, I've taken balls to the face before.
Do you want a bit of spam ball ASMR?
Please make it stop!
Was that nice? I know some people hate ASMR. Some people are really into it though. I'm one of the people who are not into it at all. I can't stand ASMR. I think I've said it many times before. I think it's very cringy. I'm also assuming, yet again, with these vintage recipes, that they're there to sell a certain product. This one's obviously there to sell Spam, because no one in their right mind's going to make these, but, you know. Hopefully Spam sales after this recipe introduction went through the roof back in the day. Okay, so our Spam balls are all neatly arranged on our plate. If you're following along at home, this is what it should look like at the minute. But now you need to pop these in the fridge. We're going to move on to another recipe, and we'll pick these back up a little bit later once they're chilled. So moving on to the snow-capped devil ham, or whatever it was called. Obviously the main ingredient for this is deviled ham. Unfortunately, I've tried to get it before, I can't get it in the UK, so I'm going to substitute it for corned beef. And corned beef's fantastic, and I know beef and pork, they're very different things, and I'm almost sure I substituted deviled ham last time for corned beef. I honestly can't remember though. Right, we're gonna need 2 tins of corned beef. If you're in America and you actually wanted to make this, then obviously go get yourself some deviled ham. I wonder what deviled ham actually tastes like. I can imagine it's just like, I don't know, like a tinned ham? Like a tinned pork kind of thing? I'm not sure. If you're from America and you've had deviled ham, let us know if it's any good. Or is it like one of them things that's like proper shit? I don't know whether you can get corned beef in America. And I don't know whether you can get corned beef in other countries. But corned beef is great. It's such great food. I would like to say it's very British, but I'm not 100% sure whether corned beef is British. It feels British, but I could be wrong. And don't ask us what corned beef is. I'm assuming it's just beef mixed with... Well, what is corned beef? It's just cooked beef, salt, and sodium nitrite, and that's literally it. I'm shocked that it's 99% cooked beef. You get a lot of meat in this, don't you? I would have thought it'd have been like, you know, 20% beef and then, you know, 80% a lot of other like chemicals and shit, but no. It's basically just preserved beef. Oh, that was quite a large thud. I always think corned beef feels very northern, and it also feels very like wartime. I don't know, it just feels like rations. Again, I don't know whether that's just me or whether I'm completely wrong. More than likely I'm completely wrong. I would love to like explain what corned beef tastes like to people who haven't had it, but I feel like corned beef, it just has its own, I don't know, let me try a bit, see if I can explain the flavours. It's fantastic in a pie, by the way. If you ever come over to the UK and you come across a bakery or a butcher's or anything, get a corned beef pie. Oh, yes. It's just nice. It's very light and like airy for a meat. I don't know whether it really... Well, yeah, it does taste like beef actually. If I really think about it, it's got a beefy flavour, but like a very corned beefy flavour. I don't know. Anyway, what do we need to do with this? Some minced onion. Okay. It didn't specify what onion it wanted, and I already had half a red onion in the fridge, so I'm just going to use this. In it goes. And corned beef and onion go fantastic together. Corned beef and tomato go fantastic together as well. Corned beef pie with tomato ketchup. Oh, yeah. When I was younger and I was a proper fat child, my dad used to go to the butchers, the local butchers, and he would always bring back a corned beef pie, like a full corned beef pie, that big. And I would eat the entire corned beef pie cold with loads of ketchup on. And that is why I was quite large as a child. So just mix it together, and that's all it wants for this first step. Alright, and as you can see, corned beef, it's a lot more mixable and mashable than Spam. Okay, I feel like that's mixed. There wasn't really a lot to mix because I haven't really added a lot to it. And to be fair, these vintage recipes, they're incredibly basic. Like honestly, back in the day, they must have been allergic to seasoning. A bit of salt, a bit of pepper, literally just anything. All I ask for you is anything. But you just give us nothing. You give us a tiny bit of onion. So now that that's done, apparently I need to mount this onto here into like some sort of random shape. Okay, well it'll be like building a sandcastle, won't it? Apart from with meat. Again, I'm gonna have to get my hands in this, and they are clean. Oh, that compacted very nicely. Oh my god. Oh, look at that, how cute. A little pile of meat with just some little onion poking through. So, if you're following along at home and making this dish also, yours should look like this now. It looks like a heap of meat. Our next step is to trick everyone and turn this into a dessert looking dish. So we're going to take another bowl, and it wants more cream cheese. It wants so much cream cheese. I'm surprised people were alive back in the day. They must have died so soon. The amount of cheese that's in here, it's just a heart attack waiting to happen, isn't it? They probably died very happy because, you know, they were full of cheese. I feel like the recipes today are just screaming out for like some vegetables. It's like, please, please, just give us some veg. By the way, I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas, whatever you were doing. I hope no family fought or argued or anything like that, because I know families can be a little bit difficult and a bit tricky, can't they?
Have some of that, you dopey cow!
I'm actually working this Christmas like I did last Christmas, so I'm avoiding the entire day, and I strategically chose to work Christmas so I had an excuse not to celebrate Christmas. And people might think that's sad and stuff, but I'm genuinely not bothered. I'd much prefer to be at work than pretend to be happy on a day that, like, I don't know, just goes over so fast and just what's the point? And that's just my personal opinion on Christmas, you know? But anyway, I hope everyone did have a lovely time, whatever you did, and hopefully it was fun and festive and enjoyable, and you got lots of presents or you did lots of good things. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you did do, and if there were any fights, also let me know, because I love a bit of juicy gossip. Right, so I've got all my cheese in there. It also wants sour cream. Yep, let's add more dairy to this. Oh, this is just like a bowl of fat, isn't it? And then also it wants 2.5 tablespoons of sharp mustard. I'm just gonna kind of guess. I quite like mustard. And also, at least this is a flavour. We're introducing some spice, some sort of something, you know? All right, that'll do, because is this quite spicy, this one? Ah! Oh yeah. Oh, that's got a kick. It's nice though. I love mustard. Never used to like mustard, but I really enjoy it. Oh wait, it's got wheat flour in it. I didn't realise mustard had wheat flour in. Oh no. Oh, devastating. I'm only going to have a little bit of this then. I've already added it in too. Why has it got wheat flour in? Why do people sneak gluten into things? It's not fair. Alright, hopefully it won't bother us too much. I'll find out tomorrow, won't I? And it says blend, so I'm going to get the whisk out. I know all the technical baking terms because I'm a proper professional. Don't know whether you can tell. Okay, I was hoping it was going to get like a little bit thicker than that. It's very watery. I don't think I'm going to be able to put this onto there and make it look like the picture. The picture looks very thick. Have I got anything I can add to it to thicken it up a bit? No, I have nothing. That's very watery. We'll see if we can get away with it, shall we? So we're supposed to just cover this and make it look whipped, apparently. Mine might look a little bit more shit, kind of like a Christmas pudding. Oh, this doesn't look good, does it?
Not very.
Oh dear, I feel like I've made this wrong, you know. We'll leave that how it is for now, and I'm going to keep that half and just see if it thickens on its own, because we need to go get the balls back anyway and do something with them. We never know, once it's been left out to like aerate, you can let the air get to it. That might help it along, mightn't it? This might be a fail. So I'm back with my balls, and I feel like my balls have deflated a little bit. They don't feel like they've kept the shape. They're a little bit on the watery side. It feels like today, everything's just gone like a little bit sloppy, and I don't know why. I feel like I've obviously done something wrong. And apparently I'm supposed to skewer this onto a stick, and that's gonna like hold its shape. That is a shite. There is absolutely no way. I'm gonna have to change my idea of these. Basically, these are supposed to be on sticks, and they're supposed to be like little cake pops, but obviously meat and cheese, but mine aren't going to be able to be lifted, so I'm just gonna have to eat mine off my plate like this. But anyway, apparently it wants them garnished, and you can pick different things. So it had like the suggestion of parsley, parmesan, paprika and stuff, and I've got some parsley sprinkles here. I've also got some smoked paprika, so at least we're adding flavours. And it also said chopped nuts, which I thought would be a bit strange, so I instead went for some sesame seeds. And then obviously what you would do is you would pick up the ball and roll it round in your topping, but I can't do that. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle mine on the ones I want. Gorgeous parsley one. That one went very sloppy, I don't know why. And paprika. Okay, well they look a bit more exciting, don't they? I don't think they look too bad at all. The one thing that does still look really bad though is this thing. Oh, actually, has it thickened up a little bit? No way. No, it hasn't. It's still just slop. Well, it's different, isn't it? So if you were coming around mine this year, unfortunately, for either New Year's or Christmas, this is what you'd be treated with. Some gorgeous little appetizers. What were they called? Spam. I want to use the French name so everyone thinks it's fancy. Spam spread hors d'oeuvre balls. So you would be treated to some of them, and then also this thing. this very sloppy thing, which actually still looks like a dessert. You might still think, ooh, custard, but no custard at all. And apparently in order to eat this one, it says to serve it with some Fritos or whatever they're called. But again, that's another American thing that I can't get. So I just bought bacon rashers, and these are great. These are fantastic crisps. And maybe as if we just treat it more as like a dippy thing. Let's have a little try. I do know this sauce now contains wheat, so that's terrifying for us. It's a nice dipping sauce. Fortunately, the bacon rasher is very flavoursome, so you can't really taste what you're actually dipping it into. I'll try a bit on its own. Honestly, it just tastes like milk. It really genuinely tastes like just cold milk. I don't know what the mustard did. The mustard did nothing to that. I don't know where the mustard even went. I tell you what, to give it a fair shot, we'll just cut a slice out, which I don't want to do because I don't want to like ruin the presentation of it, but someone has to. Oh, well, that just slides through like butter, doesn't it? Okay. And then you might have a bit of your dip at the side, just for the people who can't get enough of it. So you can just kind of, there we go. Oh, how posh.
We're very working class.
And then, I tell you what, we'll have one of our balls as well. I'll go for the paprika one. In fact, I'll try all three. Oh, they do lift okay, you know, there's no way they would stay on a stick. Okay, everyone, if you were coming round mine and, you know, I served you up like a nice little plate full of festive food, this is your array. Lots and lots of meat and lots of cheese. This would be the most unhealthiest party you've ever been to in your life, and that's before we've even touched the alcohol. Let's see what this is going to taste like. To be fair, the corned beef, it's literally just going to taste like just regular corned beef with a bit of milk. I don't think it's necessarily going to be offensive. There's just not a lot to it. Cheers, everyone. Merry Christmas. Yep, it tastes like corned beef with like milky stuff on it. And the milky stuff kind of coats your mouth in oil, so that's different. Let's try these balls. I think these balls are going to have a bit more flavour and a bit more like something to them. I'll try the sesame seed one. Yep, it's very meaty, very cheesy, so cheesy. See what the parsley one does. By the way, the sesame seeds didn't really do anything to that. Tasted exactly the same as the last one. The parsley did nothing to that. And finally, the paprika one. Is the paprika going to do anything to it? I can't imagine it will. Tastes exactly the same. It is so thick. It is so like cheesy and meaty and like sickly. I need a bacon rasher just to cleanse my palate. Do you reckon if I ate all this, like all this cheese and all this meat, I would die? Do you think it would kill us? I don't think I would end up with a heart attack. I think it would literally kill us. I don't think I could. I don't think I could physically sit here and eat it all. I just feel like I need some people round to like give us a hand, you know? But I don't think anyone would want to come round and give us a hand. Is this something that would appeal to you? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, I think that just about does it for today's festive special of Cooking with Ants. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm not going to even ask anyone if this is something that they would like try at home, whether these are the things you would make, because no one's going to make them, are they? I also wanted to say a big thank you to Scraptastic Mama for becoming an exclusive VIO. You very important orange, you. Fantastic name as well, Scraptastic Mama. If you want to become a very important orange, then there's a link down below and some more information and stuff, and you know, you get the benefits of becoming a VIO. You get your little name at the end screen, little icons, access to emojis, all sorts of stuff. Oh my god. I think this will be the last time I see you this year, in 2025. I think the next time you'll see us is in 2026, which is kind of crazy actually. I think 2025 absolutely flew over, and I feel like loads happened in 2025 too. It hasn't been like a boring year or anything. It's been a pretty hectic year, I think. But you shall be seeing my face for hopefully another year in 2026. Will I come up with more special recipes? What will I be doing? Who knows? You might finally get to see the house at some point as well. I'm still on doing it. I'm gonna go there tomorrow. I've got plastering to do, so that's fun. But yes, I hope you have a lovely new year. Stay safe and try not to drink too much. Coming from me, like, doesn't mean anything, does it? Go crazy. Have a bottle of Black Tower. You deserve it.